What's good everybody, Jeff here. What's the plan for today's video? Well, step number one, I'm gonna have to plug my Instagram because I've only got 4K followers and my ego takes a hit. It's down below in the description. And if you remember a previous video of mine called the Global Edit with PP Bison Only, we were playing with KUGO. Now, KUGO is someone I really like and respect. He's a genuine, kind and unique fellow content creator. He makes some CSGO videos, have fun with the game, and he's got that smooth body. However, when we recorded the video, I found out that he had D-rank to silver. So you know, naturally I made a bit of fun, I poked him about this as he used to be in a higher rank. But you know, I don't just want to make fun of him for the sake of making fun. I want to help him just as much as I want to help you. So what I did is I went to KUGO, I asked him to send me a demo of a recent game he played in matchmaking, and we're going to review it. So KUGO will be the star for all the wrong reasons. God damn it, I know that Warhol is already doing that kind of series called Matchmaking Academy, but hey, I've done some reviews like this before as well, just that I haven't done some recently. So please, all of you that are already typing, but Jeff, this is a Warhol's content, can you please not do it? So we are heading on Mirage. KUGO is currently Silver Master Elite, which is the last rank before getting out of Silver to Gold Nova. By the way, he plays from Florida, so I expect a bit of NACS. We are off to a slow start. It seems like the team doesn't really know where to go, but eventually we are heading to the A bomb site. KUGO is leading the charge and you'll see he's just gonna go forward. He's going to focus on the guy triple, and eventually all of those zones haven't been cleared. 1, 2, 3 and 4. There could be someone hiding there, but you haven't checked. And you know, jungle, stairs, connector have been completely overlooked. Going first, you are basically going to be a piece of meat, but it's important that you clear those corners. What I would suggest instead would be to follow this path. I'm gonna jump on those boxes while looking at Taz. Once I'm on the box, I'm gonna start cleaning the bomb site slowly, then I will fall down to check sandwich, turn around, use this as cover while I fall down, check down Taz, if there's no one here. While you're here, you will see if someone's hiding ninja. Then swing out, use those boxes as cover, while you slowly try to take someone down in jungle or, you know, connector, stairs. I mean, keep in mind that Mirage is a mess, especially the A-bomb side. There could be someone here, there, here, above that box, here, Taz, above Taz, sandwich, all of the jungle, connector. It's a mess, but since you are going first, your job will be to find where the guys are hiding in the most efficient manners. You are going to be the meat, but it doesn't mean that you have to die in a useless manner. The next round kinda surprised me as well, because the entire team decided to force, and KUGO even bought a revolver. I would rather eco one more round, and then I would be able to buy AKs, because in front of me there will be SMGs. Like, that's a thing since the money cycle has changed, because look at what they have in front of you. 2 SMGs, 2 godly auto shotguns, and a pistol. Now, it's very likely that going into the next round they won't upgrade, and the pistol guy will get himself a nope. So in my opinion, it's either you eco on the second round, because then you will have AKs against SMGs, which favors you, or if you really want to force now, do it with a plan. You're having SMGs against SMGs, so it might as well work, but you do have to have a plan. Heck, even Rush B might work, but do something together. Otherwise, that's what's gonna happen. Moving on to the next one, where I hope that this time you will eco, but hehe, nope. So we're having 2 scouts, a Galil, a Nova, and an AK. Super general. Also, utilities are very important on Mirage, but I only see 2 flashes. You're not helping yourself. There's not gonna be any smokes for window or connector even, and yet, somehow, it's gonna work. Until a guy with 27 HP manages to take them out one by one and defuses the bomb. If you end up clutching in a 1vx situation, the thing you're looking for is 1v1 duels during the clutch. You want to take them out one by one. And if your enemies give that chance to you, this is where it becomes possible. You could be the best player of the world, but if you're jumping out of the window and there's 2 guys holding it from 2 different corners, you won't make it. But if you have one guy giving himself away and another one coming in later, this is pretty much like deathmatch for you. Now the game begins. We are looking into an A play with only 1 smoke that appears to be going stairs, but note. Like, I don't think the point of this video is to show you the basic smokes, so I'll put a link down below in the description if you want to learn them. But still, that was some good stuff, KUGO. You cleared the 2 guys on A, eventually you overextended to connector while it wasn't necessary, but considering there was no smokes in jungle, maybe it was after all. Still, that's a good job here. Moving on a bit, I've seen that you tend to do those kinds of movements slash, you know, weird jumps where if you're facing a corner and somehow you want to escape, you try to like jump to avoid the bullets or something. You're gonna get caught because of this a couple times. I know that it is tempting to jump, and other games like Fortnite or Battalion rewards you for this even, but not in CSGO. Stay on the ground unless you really know what you're doing. Moving on to the round number 7, and I see you are throwing an interesting smoke, and then going into the ramp, I feel like you are doing a mistake which is very common, and here's why. That flash here, you have to throw it before, and 2 reasons. Number 1, if you throw it before, well, you don't have to throw it now, so you can push out with your teammate. Otherwise, here's what happens. He dies, you throw a flash, wait for it to pop, and in the meantime, the AWP in front of you is ready to fire again. Then you pick out and you get caught. That easy. This is basically feeding. Facing an AWP one by one is a very bad idea. If you let them that amount of time between the peaks, they will eat you alive, and that's what happens. Well, eventually, that one speaks for itself. Alright, this one highlights what I want to talk about, and we're gonna watch it together. We're gonna play the game of we are watching the same thing. Let's try to get the same hints, the same info out of what we see. So, now you know that there's an open window. Alright.
Grenade out.
Still the open window that you hear. Someone died, it's on A.
Throwing a grenade. Smoke. Grenade. Flashback.
So there's a FAMAS in B apps, and Wanda took a kill on A with an M4. The guy in B jumped out of apps, but mostly Master Lube killed someone else on A with an M4. That means there's one AWP window, 2 M4s on A, another one on the B side.
Laying down smoke.
Your teammate tried to shoot you, I believe, but whatever.
Grenade.
Alright, this is the 2 guys that were on A. And now you're gonna hear the one coming from window. Now you hear the guy in window facing.
Throwing a flashback.
The guy on B is dead, and the 2 others are on A. B is free right now. You kill the guy middle, you kill the guy B, you have a visual confirmation that the 2 others are on A, and yet, you decide to go up in connector and you will face them. Now this is going to cost your life, and the bomb that you were holding at the same time, this is bad. And later on your teammate will die trying to recover the bomb that you have lost. What we call game sense is mostly based on your ability to understand your surroundings. There's many different ways to pick up hints like the death notice, the sounds, the footsteps, the habits of the enemy teams, the plays they've made before, and then it's up to you to process all those informations and decide what the best move is. But here, watching you play feels like you have engaged this autopilot mode. Like, you see one city, you're gonna run right towards that city because you want the frag and that's it. I've said that in a video I've made ages ago, but like, if you play 10 hours of CS a day, but you only rush B with a P90, you're never gonna improve. Surely you play a lot, but the way that you're playing is inefficient. And I come across a lot of players who play this autopilot version of CS, and even in the higher ranks. Alright, that's enough for the T side, and we're gonna switch to the city side now. However, there's one more thing I would like to add about the T side, which is learn your smokes. I've seen way too many fail smokes from either you or your teammates, and in the end, it's very important. Now look, I'm not gonna teach them here. It's been done, and done again, so if you wanna learn them, I will put the link in the description of this video, okay? Now we're switching to the city side. In the pistol round, KUGO will hide in the ninja spot, and I would definitely advise against it. You're facing Glocks, they have less range but more bullets, so getting close range doesn't really make sense. Plus, you're trapped in a corner, and if they spot you here, there isn't really much for you to do. But again, CS is sometimes a no-brainer, and you are proving it as you're getting away with an easy ace. The following round, KUGO is on a 1v4 situation, and I must say, I am proud of you, my dude. Using the SMG the way it's meant to be. Like for example, now he's trapped and knows that they are holding the corner, so instead of trying to slowly pick, he's going to swing the hell out of it and he will make it work. It's worth noting though that this guy definitely overpicked, but then he will make the right decision, which is to go on site without making any steps, And man, I'm proud of you. Moving on to a more defensive round where you are getting yourself an AUG and you are holding A. The AUG, in case you don't know, is part of the new meta of CSGO. It took over the M4 recently and there's a reason for that, it's better. The first thing to say is that this Molotov here is way too early. They wouldn't be that close, and even if they would be rushing, you would hear them coming. And mostly, the round is 15 seconds in and you already have 2 flashes left. That's not good. Now this position I'm not so fond of, especially if you're having a AUG, and here's why. You're trapped in a corner again. In case you get flashed, it's going to be very tough. Also, you're having a teammate hiding behind triple. Now he's got to watch both ramp and palace at the same time, plus he's going to be exposed from connector. And in the end, you don't really have a working crossfire that can pick him from ramp or palace without you being able to fire back. But as it turns out, again, you made it work, although I believe that this is because you are in silver, and you know, they didn't really flash, they picked you dry, and you just had to shoot. That worked, but also this guy killed his teammate, which, you know, helps you as well. So the game goes on, KUGO isn't getting that much action, but this round highlights my point where you threw a Molotov, then a nade, and then a smoke. Now look, it's 141 and you are dry, there's nothing left to work with. And a few seconds later, they will push out and you have nothing to help yourself. It's going to be an A execute with no city smoke because silver, but still you will get one and then get traded, which is a win for them, not for you. But if, for example, you still had your smoke, you could have used it this way to survive a bit longer and eventually secure 1 or 2 more frags, who knows. And now again, it feels like you are in this autopilot. I see you throwing nades and flashes and everything you have at the beginning of the round, except for this one round where the smoke that you threw in apps lets a gap for the tease and it will cost your life. Now we're down to 14-14. You decide to go aggro ramp, which, you know, might as well work, but you gotta stop throwing the flash like this. You've done it a couple times already, they expect you to do it, plus there's going to be a delay between the time it pops and the time you are actually facing. And they hear you coming, they should have killed you straight away, but now that you have the info, get away, otherwise you will die. And this hesitation will cost your life. You should have escaped while you still had time. And now it is 15-14. We're now in the last round because we're in matchmaking and there's no overtime, and you're gonna go for a scout. You can't really buy something else, there isn't really much to lose, and you're gonna get some clean shots. Like, really, I'm proud of you, my man. And that's what I wanted to say. You do have some great potential. It feels like the only reason you are in silver right now is because you very often engage this autopilot mode. Eventually, you will lose a 1v3 later this round, costing you the game, but to conclude on KUGO's case, I feel like you are a better player than your rank. Like, from what I've seen, you are also able to hit your shot, but maybe you lack a bit of concentration and composure. You're very often AFK at the beginning of the rounds, you lose a bit of time before buying, and eventually you make decisions which aren't always the most logical. So now, how to improve on that? Well, I would recommend you to apply this logic to every one of your moves. What is my best move? Like, what's the perfect play? The one play that you won't find anything to say about. That's what I do, and this has become natural to the point where I don't even think about it anymore, except for when I go in autopilot mode. CSGO is a very special game, and with 9 other players on the map, you have to digest and process a lot of information in real time. And in my opinion, this is where you lag the most. I am fairly confident that if you actually try to focus a bit more, you should reach the higher ranks in no time. And again, the whole point of this video is not to make fun of anyone. We all have different levels and sometimes it even changes between games, no one is consistent. But I hope that through this video, KUGO and you guys have learned something. So that's going to be it for this video, which is kind of out of my comfort zone, so I would really appreciate if you guys let me know if you liked it. I'm gonna plug a reminder to check out KUGO's channel if you are looking for some more CSGO videos, and to follow me on Instagram for food pictures mostly, and I will see you guys in the next video.